We declared a statewide emergency yesterday, which fundamentally helps us avail ourselves of resources to combat these fires, both within the state and in terms of our mutual aid system across the western United States. And I'll talk more about that in a moment, and obviously draw down federal support as well. Here's where we are. Currently, we are battling some 367 known fires that are burning statewide. And I say known fires because when you see this amount of lightning strikes, and by the way, it was June of 2008 where we had roughly half the number of lightning strikes. June 2008 is a memorable date here in the state of California, particularly here at the State Operations Center, and the work CAL FIRE had to do to address those lightning strikes. Roughly half, 5,146 lightning strikes marked on that date, compared to over 10,000 over the last few days here in the state. As those lightning strikes spark, as you have a lot of smoke, you have a difficult time determining total number of fires until certain things clear and we have the opportunity to go to more remote parts of the state. So I say 367 known fires based on the lightning activity, but the prospect of that number going up is very real. But the number that is most impactful, at least at the moment, are the 23 major fires in what we describe as complexes of fires. And that's an area that has multiple fires, not concentrated together, but concentrated and spaced apart, but within a geographic geographic area that is proximate. And so 23 major fires that we are currently addressing aggressively through all our efforts, both the local, regional, and state and federal level. Let's talk about some that we have highlighted over the course of the last number of days. The Apple Fire in around Riverside County. You've seen the Lake and Ranch fires in around LA County. You can see the containment of some of those fires, good progress, so much so in the Apple Fire that we've been able to pull resources from Southern California, from the Apple Fire into Northern California, where we've experienced the majority of these lightning strikes and new fires. You can see containment, the Lake Fire, beginning to move in a direction that gives us confidence that we've got our arms around the conditions. You see a number of other fires with containment. When you get into that 30, 35, 40% range and you don't have major conditions changing as it relates to wind conditions, humidity, and the like, it gives you some confidence in the capacity of our frontline heroes to really take control of those conditions and mitigate the spread and the damage of those fires. They're still active. They are major fires, but we're seeing some real containment. We're seeing real progress. Here are the number of fires where we're not yet seeing containment. Brand new fires. You see these lightning complex fires, the CZU, which is in around San Mateo, Santa Cruz area. That's a complex of fires, 22 fires within that complex, working aggressively to contain those fires. The LNU lightning complex, similarly, a number of different fires, this in around Lake County, Napa County, a little bit around Sonoma County. These fires break out, the Gamble Fire, Hennessy Fire, et cetera, et cetera. Again, working aggressively to contain the environment in and around those fires. Carmel Fire and the Jones Fire, which has got a lot of attention in around Grass Valley, Nevada City. That more of a grass brush fire at the moment. There's been evacuations related to that. The 5% containment looks modest, but there's a sense of optimism as it relates to that fire. Again, that optimism can dissipate pretty quickly as the wind conditions change, humidity, and other conditions change. But nonetheless, those are the larger fires that we are addressing